Good morning. It's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would give you a little, day in the life to kind of show you how I work reading into my busy schedule. I am a mom of two. I do work full-time and I've got some stuff going on in my life, but I do manage to read quite a bit. And so if you're wondering how I make that happen, here's how I do it. Firstly, I will say that a lot of this is only possible because my husband is super involved and hands-on in our household tasks and with our children. So if you're rocking this alone, shout out to you. I understand that a lot of the free time that I grab is because I have another person helping me with my responsibilities. So today is Monday the 18th. It'll be a fairly normal day for me. This morning already was a little weird because Chris usually works at 6 and today he worked at 7, so he was actually home this morning to help me a little more. But generally during the week I wake up at 6 every day and I don't work until 8. I do a very quick getting ready. I can wear sweatpants to work, so generally it's just like get dressed, brush my teeth, put deodorant on, put my hair up in this, non-elaborate ponytail and kind of get on with my day. Generally, I am getting the kids dressed and ready to go on my own, but like I said, Chris was around today. He does usually feed Betty for me every morning, so when I get up she's usually been fed and is back in her bassinet. She usually does fall back asleep after Chris feeds her, so usually I go and get Mabel dressed and then I go ahead and get Betty dressed. And then it is still a little cold here. I think this morning was like 20 degrees or something, so I do have to bundle the kids up to go out to the car, and I usually leave home around like 6:50, 7 o'clock and bring the kids to daycare. And then I generally have time to kind of come back home and either do chores or read. And so today, that's where you're catching me right here. I am now back home. I did have to stop and get gas today, which I rarely have to do, but I needed to today, so I did that. So honestly, by the time I stopped at daycare and then stopped and got gas, there's all the money I make in a week. So I guess I'm just working for fun at this point. So just recently, well, like November, my work did move from the town over to actually the town that I live in now. So it only takes me like 5 minutes to get to work. So I don't need to leave home until like 7:50. And so it's 7:36 right now. So I'm going to take the opportunity to actually read today. I also this morning did, since Chris was home, sit down and do my row of crochet. It's a goal of mine to do a row every day, otherwise I will never keep up with my blankets. I am making a ratings blanket this year, trying to, and I'm still stitching my books from January because I read so much in January, so already behind. So it is a goal of mine to do a row every day, and I was able to get that done this morning already, so now it's just reading. So let me go ahead and get that done, and I'll kind of fill you in on my reading at work situation because I generally can make that happen. So I did grab some reading before I headed off to work, but then firstly, when I get to work, I am able to make my own coffee there now. We have an espresso in the office now, but I do a lot of tasks like this that you're seeing that are just repetitive to myself tasks. So in general, I'm able to have headphones in all day. So I have perfect opportunity to listen to audiobooks all day, every day if I wanted to. That's not realistic for me. I don't love audiobooks. I don't listen to a lot. I actually didn't listen to anything today. I was catching up on my YouTube watch later. I am also the lunch getter, so I am generally able to read a few pages while I go and get lunch for everybody, and then I do get off at 4 o'clock. So as you can see, I'm leaving at 4 o'clock, and generally when I get home I start a load of laundry right away. I know that as soon as I sit down I kind of give up for the day, so I try to do this right away, just to keep the chores rolling. And then Betty wanted a bottle, so I did get 20 minutes of reading in once I got home, feeding Betty her bottle. And then Chris and Mabel went and picked up our grocery order while I was feeding Betty, but me and Mabel sat down and ate some supper together. I am now exhausted. This is the point in my evening where usually my kids go to bed at 6:30, so it's 6:15 right now. So I just finished up like all of our chores downstairs. We've all eaten. Usually if it was a bath night, like right now we would be doing baths, but nobody needs a bath tonight. And so Chris is just downstairs like getting their jammies on, getting them ready for bed. And so usually I grab like a couple more minutes of reading here, just like while we have like a 20-minute or so relaxing time, but currently right now I'm talking to you instead. So usually on a normal day I'm probably getting a little more reading in than I am today, because this video is filling some of that like blank space as well. But after work I had gotten home with about 30 minutes of reading done for the day so far. So through my whole at work time, before work, during work, and then yeah, I didn't read at all after work before I got home. I snuck in about 30 minutes of reading, which is really good considering, you know, all the stuff I have going on. And if I had to end my reading days there, like still getting 30 minutes of reading in a day is pretty good in my opinion. I had set a goal last year to get in at least an hour a day, and I'm not like actively seeking that goal this year, but I did form a habit, and I do often find myself pushing towards that hour. So right now we're gonna do bedtime. My 2-year-old has been pulling the stunt of trying to get one of us to lay with her. So if I do end up laying with her, I'm able to read on my phone while I lay with her. And then every single night, yes, every single night, I take a bath and read. And so that'll be coming in our evening here still yet. The dog is barking. It is pure chaos in this household. But I am, I think, going to import all of this footage for this vlog so far today, and then get on with it. It's now a little later than I would prefer. Betty is sleeping right out there if I like lean towards a whisper sometimes now. I probably won't talk again until the morning. I'll tell you a final like time count of what I read today. But it's almost 8 o'clock now. I did edit this video up until this point. That's what took me longer than I would have liked, but that's okay. It's almost 8 o'clock now, and so I'm going to sit down. I grabbed some snacks, my classic Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and then on a whim, I haven't had these in years, I bought oatmeal cream pies, and so I grabbed 2 of them. I'm gonna eat these, I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then I will get in the bath and do hopefully a big, at least like a 30-minute, 45-minute reading sprint while I'm in there. And then, like I said, I'll check in the morning and let you know how my final numbers for today ended up. The hardest part of my day is over. Kids are asleep. Chris is actually laying with Mabel, but it should be promising, right? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Good morning again. It is time for me to close out this video. I did end yesterday at an hour and 29 minutes of physical reading. I tracked my audiobooks separately, but I didn't listen to any audios yesterday, so an hour and 29 minutes. I think that this is a pretty typical day for me, like during the week. Of course, there are always days where I can squeeze in more reading time, or that I'm just a little more focused. And there's also days where I have a lot more going on and I read a lot less. I will say I think it's very rare for me to end up with like less than 30 minutes in a day, but an hour and a half is a good like average, pretty good weekday for me. There are things today, for example, that will cut into reading time. Like I had to take a full shower this morning. I got the kids ready myself this morning, so I probably won't get any reading done today in the morning time. And I also wasn't able to crochet this morning, so I'll have to do that tonight. But then generally when I have days like that, I am a little bit more focused in the evening. I will admit, last night I went down the rabbit hole of Kate Middleton being missing, so that distracted me a little bit. And you know, things come up. I'm living my life. I got an hour and a half of reading in. That is very good. I hope that you found this interesting. I am planning on doing a weekend version of this. I am typically like, I read, you know, slowly but steadily through the week, but on the weekends I do tend to like binge a book if I have the opportunity. So I'd like to film one of these that is like a day that I'm binging a whole book, and then also film one that's just like a busier weekend and how I'm fitting reading in to my weekend lifestyle as well. So let me know if either of those concepts or both sound interesting to you. Yeah, I'm not sure how this video pieced together. I did film it a little different. I think there's like some voiceover stuff that I don't usually do, so let me know if you like that as well. And also, I know that I have quite a few new people here, so this is like a weird introduction video if you just subscribed. My new season of Jokes on Me starting has pulled some new viewers in, so thank you for being here, as well as Paige from Pages with Paige gave me a very nice shout out on her channel. So if you came from either of those places, I'm so happy to have you here. If you're wondering what I was reading during this video, it was actually books for the next Jokes episode. That's why I have not told you what I was reading. You will find that out in due time. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.